hold on. Don't fast forward yet. I got to tell you something funny before we get started. This is quick and funny. I'm at the gym, and we live in such this ultra-sensitive world where people get so offended by everything, right? So how would most people feel about this? Me, not so much so. I get up, trying to put some weights away. Some other guy, maybe looks like he's in his 60s, probably Hispanic. I'll get to the reason why I say Hispanic in a minute. And he's go ahead. So we put our weights away, and he looks at me, and he's just kind of looking at me like that. And so I kind of wave, and he's like, hey, you speak English? So the reason why I said I think he was Hispanic was because I get mistaken for Hispanic all the time. I'm 75% Italian. Not that you couldn't figure that out. So I assumed he was just saying, do you speak English? Because he's Hispanic, maybe doesn't speak very good Spanish, so he was asking me if I speak English. I said, yeah, I speak English. He goes, oh, okay, where are you from? I said, oh, well, moved here from South Florida back in 2013, but I live here now. And he said, oh, you look like one of those Russians or something. He's like, they're just looking at you. I thought you were from Russia, like you were some kind of ass kicker or something. Come on, that was funny. And I just can't believe how offended someone probably would have got that. Number one, they assumed my nationality. They assumed I was violent because of, all this whatever mumbo jumbo with Russia. I just thought that was funny. Laugh. I even got in my truck, laughed again, and I got home, and that was the first thing I told my wife. Lighten up, people. It was funny. All right, let's get into the first video. All right, so everybody here knows I'm pretty much all about guns and whatever for fun and for personal protection against like zombies and things like that. Anyway, maybe you know someone, or maybe you're someone that's looking for an alternative, a non-lethal way of protecting your home, your vehicles, and the people inside without having a firearm. Okay, so again, this device here is a FithOps tripwire. Basically, this thing is cheap. I'll show you some pictures in a second. But what it takes is when you fire a 12 gauge, this primer is what the firing pin strikes in the back of the shotgun shell. It's a 209 primer, and this is what goes inside here, and you set up a perimeter, just some string that goes to this little grenade pin looking thing here. Tie it to whatever you feel is appropriate, a nail, a screw. This screw actually goes into one of its securing devices. But anyway, I want to talk about this thing. So again, this and this are not guns, and they are not firearms. Technically, the definition of a firearm isn't just so much a gun. It's actually the lower receiver of the gun that's considered the firearm. So, one thing I want to get out of the way real quick is, if you set one of these up, and for some reason it goes off in the middle of the night, technically, even if the police come because a neighbor called, or you call because you deterred people from breaking into your house or car, technically you did not discharge a firearm within whatever ordinance, within town or city limits, within 500 yards of a house. This is not a firearm, and this is not a firearm, okay? The term, if it looks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it is a duck. Just because it sounds like a firearm doesn't mean it is a firearm. So we're going to show you how to set this up, and especially everything going on with people stealing catalytic converters. I'm going to show you a picture of how I have this rigged underneath my truck. The string goes underneath my truck on an angle every night, connected to its two securing posts, to where if someone were to try to steal my catalytic converters, they're going to trip this thing, and they're going to hear what sounds like a loud gunshot. Do you really think they're going to stick around? No. One, they may have thought they got shot at. Two, it made a lot of noise. People are going to come out of their house. And three, that means you have time to go ahead and call the police. So anyway, let's get on with that demonstration. All right. once your screw is into your first post, the screw that belongs to this, you put your charge. Let me just show you how to do this here. This is that little 203 primer. Goes facing down, right there. Then you go put this up against one side of the screw, this through the other side of the screw, and screw in. This pin is already pulled back, this firing pin. This pin goes in the hole on that firing pin to secure it until it gets tripped. So you are now fully armed. The charge is in here, you've screwed it to the screw, this firing pin is in, and this retainer pin is in, and this firing pin is back. So I'm going to take the charge out. I just want to show you how to put it in. I'm going to set this thing up on here just like I showed you. Through the screw. Oh wait, I actually can't do that. Okay, we're going to put the charge in. Not even something that has to be perfectly straight. Now I'm going to tie the string to we're going to call it a grenade pin, and then tie it to the screw, and then let's go on with the demonstration. All right, I don't want to wear earplugs because I want to see how loud this is. See how much of a deterrent it is. So again, I'm coming up, getting ready to come in your house, on your property, past any kind of reasonable point, or under your car. I'm a little burglar, hear me scream. Yeah, it's loud. It sounds about as loud as a 22 long rifle. Yeah, but still, once you hear that, come on. It's just gonna, yeah, you're gonna think you got shot at. You're out of here. You get to call the police. Again, you did not fire, you did not discharge a firearm. And if your neighbors come out and complain to you that you scared them, say, hey, look, evidently there were some potential burglars in our neighborhood right across from you or right next to you, and you know, I scared them off. So sorry I offended you and deterred the bad guy. See ya. I forgot. So this one's from my daughter's second gerbil that we found passed away this morning. You Gen X and 90s people don't understand that one. Oh, and the first gerbil that passed away 6 months ago. And the betta fish that passed away 6 months ago.